Hi, I'm SJ from What the Trig Math. Welcome along to this Driving Digital series of videos looking at Google Forms, specifically how to get the best out of them for using them in education. We're going to have a look today at the basics of Google Forms with some hints and tips of how to make the most out of this feature. Let's dive in. So here I have a blank Google form. I'm going to click here to the plus and add a question. Now you can see it's set up as a multiple choice, but as I type in, Google Forms will intuitively change to a different type of response. So you can see, as I've typed in, please enter your name, it's changed it to a short answer. Now, some people think Google Forms have to be short, snappy quizzes or short answer text. They really don't. They don't have to be multiple choice. There's many options on here, including paragraph options. And sometimes it's nice to insert an image and maybe ask students to do some descriptive writing. So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to go here to add a question. And then just next to where I'm going to put the question, there's an image icon here. Now, if I use the image icon here, it will go in as a standalone piece. But if I put it here, it goes in with the question. So whenever you insert a new question, it's the image piece here. So we've inserted the image. And we could ask students a question based on that. It's still saying it's multiple choice, but watch as I type in the question. So if we type in describe this location, write an opening paragraph. Okay, we can go to here and we can click paragraph as the answer, as a type of answer we're looking for. And then it's asking for a long answer text from the students. Now, once we've made this question, it might be something we want to ask again. Maybe we want to ask a follow-up question. And what we can do is we can duplicate using this copy icon here. And again, it just copies it and we can change the text at the beginning. So delete that. The other thing that we can do is we can set response validation. So if it was a short answer we were looking for, where we were looking for a specific answer to be put in, or a number or a colour or something like that, it would reject any answers that weren't correct, giving the students extra hints and guidance as they go along. Something that's really important in Google Forms is these three dots here under the More. Under here, you can make a copy of the whole quiz, you can move to the bin, you can get a pre-filled link, so to share with someone you want to fill in the form, and add collaborators. Now, if you add a collaborator, they are editing the form. Something that sometimes happens is people add collaborators and share that link. Unfortunately, that means they can edit your form. If you want people to fill in your form, it's the send button, and that's where you get your link from here. And you have the option to email it, to send it as a link, and you can shorten that URL, or you can use the embed code. So maybe you want to insert this form into a Google Sites for students to fill in for a sign up for a class or a rota system. Another important feature of Google Forms is the settings wheel. So under here, you can set up to collect email addresses. Now, what you can do is once you've saved that, if you go back into here and you can go into preferences under the three dots, you can set it that every time you do a Google form, it collects email addresses. That might be useful in case you forget to enable it. You can also set it that every time you do a form, questions are required, and that there's a default quiz point value. And we're going to have a look at quizzes now. So back under the settings wheel here, we go to quizzes, and it's just this little slider here to make it a quiz. Now, do you want to release the marks as soon as they've submitted it? Or do you want to release the marks after you have reviewed their submission? And maybe if it's a long answer text, that might be the way to go. If it's a multiple choice quiz, maybe immediately is the right answer for you. Respondents can see missed questions, correct answers, and points values. It's up to you how much information you want to give them. Also under the settings wheels is the presentation. You can show a progress bar so they can see how many questions they have left to go. You can shuffle question order, not really appropriate if you're sequencing knowledge and scaffolding as you go through, but maybe if you want a robust assessment, that might be an idea. And then show link to submit another response. That might be useful for you if you want them to submit more than one response and they want to have another go. You can also enter a personal message here for students so that they know they've succeeded, or that they've succeeded in completing the task, to motivate and inspire them to continue. Or you can set it to just one response if you're going to give them one chance at doing it.